Yo, welcome back to the Nerds with Glasses podcast, GOP's gaming podcast here on YouTube. I am your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi. First thing is Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
We just saw it yesterday.
I thought we were a gaming podcast.
We were.
Where are we?
Eventually at one point. We were at one point in time.
Yeah, we just like talking about pop culture and games related stuff.
Yeah.
Superhero stuff. Suicide Squad.
Yes.
We saw it yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, my question is it as bad as the reviewers say it is?
First of all, did you go into it thinking it was, like, did you have low expectations? Did you set your expectations high?
No, from the beginning, because none of the DC movies have impressed me that much. I mean, obviously the Dark Knight trilogy,
but
that
even the cinematic universe.
Yeah, because I just consider that a different thing. So my expectations weren't that high. I was excited for it when I saw the first trailer. So I'm not gonna, and I would be a liar if I was to say that the reviews didn't kind of lower my expectations.
Okay.
I don't know if it did that for you too. But I mean, I usually, if I really want to watch a movie, I don't care what the critics say. I'm gonna go watch it anyway. But
usually, I never really read reviews, so that never.
But you heard about like all the Rotten Tomatoes
and
and
low score. Like I see the scores and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't usually matter to me.
Okay, so
especially, I mean, I guess the superheroes movies in general right now. Actually, I guess Fantastic Four, but you go into that expecting it. I haven't seen it yet still.
Yeah, you would go into that expecting that it's terrible because the other ones were terrible.
That one looked good when I first saw
the trailers. Yeah, I agree
Jordan,
with that.
What's his name?
Miles Teller. Yeah, I was like, Kate Mara, we can't go wrong here. You guys got actual actors to do this. So yeah, I would be a liar if I were to say that the reviews don't affect me at all. I think it's just human nature. Like, a lot of people tell you that something sucks, you're gonna kind of go in there going like, yeah, it probably sucks. But that's always a good thing, because
then the movie can surprise you.
Yeah, because a movie can surprise you.
Yeah, because I went into it. I love Will Smith, love his movies, but I wasn't. Seeing the trailers, I wasn't a fan of him being Deadshot.
Me neither. I didn't think that. I think he was too big of a star to be Deadshot.
Something about him.
Yeah, I just think that
because he wouldn't be Deadshot. He would just be.
He'd be Will Smith. Yeah, playing a
Will Smith.
Deadshot. Yeah, Will Smith doing Will Smith things. So that being said, my favorite part of the movie is the characters. I think the characters are really good. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed them. I thought some of them were funny. I thought some of them were touching. They had good moments, good chemistry.
I liked the characters too. I did wish Harley and Joker themselves, like, they were definitely tuned up to like a 20.
Yeah.
Like, they just tone them down, like,
as far as their romantic.
Well, even their insanity a little.
Okay.
It was just a little bit too much. I don't know. Maybe it's because the first time we see them in the movie, But I wish they would have toned it down just a little bit.
Like, how many notches?
Like
20. You want it down to 15?
20, like 15.
You want it down
like,
to
still
15.
Super crazy, but just not as crazy.
I like their craziness. I thought it was good. To me, what they needed to tune down was the romantic stuff. But we'll get into that more, because we have, not that I disliked it, but we'll get into it more. But in general, is the movie as bad as a 20 whatever % that Rotten Tomatoes gives it?
It is not.
It definitely is not, in my opinion. I would give it like a 70.
6 or 7.
Yeah, I would give it a 7. I give it a solid 7. And I think the movie in many places is a disaster. And I didn't even know about, like, the different editors. You were telling me that they...
Yeah, I was just reading one of the, like, just all the articles, all this drama that was going on. They had a bunch of different people working on the stuff after.
Yeah.
Because I know they reshot some stuff.
I had definitely heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they wanted to add more jokes, because the trailer made it seem like it was more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And
especially the Queen trailer.
The movie itself, though, it does feel to me cluttered. It feels in many places where I'm like, where are they going with this? Even the Harley and Joker, to me, felt out of place in the larger context of the movie. I love their scenes together. I would love a movie with just them together. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, I think you needed to add another 10 to 15 minutes of that story in order to justify it being in there. I understand that you need to have Joker for Harley, because there is no Harley without Joker. But it's either go all in or don't do it at all. Just kind of reference it.
There was also, like, people, there was reports saying that they had cut out a lot of Joker scenes.
Okay, so we'll definitely see that in an extended cut or a director's
Apparently,
cut.
according to what's his name, and they won't.
No, who
Jared Leto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the whole deal is, but apparently I don't know. I don't know if they weren't good or what, but they didn't.
I'm sure they'll put used to the footage one way or another. But yeah, I think what bothered me structurally was just it didn't make any sense in many points about just that like I understand it's super. We've talked about this before. Like you have to have a what's it called, the of disbelief, the suspension of disbelief. But there's sometimes where I'm like, why doesn't he just shoot the thing like Amanda Waller's hand? Because she has the. By the way, spoilers. If you don't know, we talk spoilers from here out. So back out if you don't want to hear. This is full of spoilers. There's times where like Amanda Waller has that she can kill all of them with her phone, like immediately. They have the little suicide bomb in their phone, and then they can kill them. And I'm like, why didn't he just shoot it out? She's not looking. Like,
well, I mean, for me, it was more, why couldn't Enchantress just like? I mean, I don't understand. I don't know her that well. Yeah. So why couldn't she just like teleport the box away? Yeah, yeah. I guess at arms, if she's close, I don't know how.
Yeah, they showed that little scene where she teleports to Enchantress teleports to where Amanda Waller is sleeping. She gets near the box, and the light turns on. So I'm guessing it blows up and kills her.
Yeah, because it destroys the heart.
It destroys the heart, you know. I guess, I mean, that makes sense. So that's why she didn't do anything about it. But yeah, the whole Enchantress thing was kind of like, she just seemed way too powerful to not be able to figure something out. Like, couldn't you just take Amanda Waller at some point?
It's kind of like, I remember, what was it, one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. It made sense why Davy Jones couldn't really do it, because I mean, he doesn't have the power to teleport anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And also the tentacle. The brother had the tentacle. Like, why can't the tentacle just grab the box or knock out? Or why can't we throw a car at Amanda Waller and knock her away from
Amanda Waller is apparently like immortal.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times helicopters crash in this movie,
and how many times she should have been killed by someone, but they're like, never.
Yeah. They just walk away like nothing happened.
Her charisma must be amazing.
She's dialed to an 11. She's amazing. No, I just, those little plot holes always bother me, and they're always in big action movies. I get that, but I'm always like, there's no, like, Deadshot doesn't miss. Just shoot the thing out her hand, and then the next bullet go directly at Rick Flag, and then you're done. Movie's over. Those little things bother me, but the plot was all over the place. They were going with like a distraction of, because you didn't know that it was Amanda Waller they were saving, right, and then next thing, and then it turns around, like, I don't.
And then it's like, oh, there's, so not only is that like a flip on them, it's also why are we going after your girl? Yeah. With the whole Rick.
With the Rick Flag thing. And then it becomes like I just need to save my girl, and then there's no reason for any of them to stay except for Deadshot, because he wants to look good in front of his daughter, so he's willing to risk his life, so his daughter thinks.
And he wants to kill Batman.
And he wants to kill Batman.
Eventually, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, Rick Flag is gonna die going on his own, so he didn't have to worry about that. And then
because they disarmed the thing too.
Yeah, and I guess the Harley going makes sense because she's just crazy. She's like, I guess I'll go. What else better we have to do? You know, but why did everybody else go? Because of family. You know, I hate when movies do that. So that was one of the cringiest lines by El Diablo, where he, at the end, they're fighting, and he's like, no, I'm going to do this.
I'm not going to lose
I already lost one family. I'm not going to lose another.
And then he dies.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you consider them family already? You guys just met each other tonight. Tonight's your first mission together. You shared one story, which was very good. It was the way he told the story was very good and very touching. But your family after that.
Captain Boomerang is like, what happened to the children?
Yeah.
He killed them.
He killed them.
And then he gets sad.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't understand the story.
Yeah. I murdered my entire family. I am the devil. So little things like that bother me about the movie. I just think it was jumping all over the place with stuff, and I think it needed to focus down on something. I would have really liked the Joker Harley, like I said. I think people have been saying that there's not enough Joker. I agree with that, but I think there was more than people were implying. There was a good amount of Joker in there.
I mean, granted, it felt like too much because it didn't work right. If they would have done something that worked, there would have been a fine amount, and they could have added more. But with what they went with, I was like, what more do you want from like them to add for Joker for what they did?
Yeah, exactly. For the context of the story that they had about their love story, what else is there for him to do? Like, he's chasing after her to get her back.
Yeah, they're not gonna make a big focus on him. And granted, like the Suicide Squad, I think is focusing on just those characters. It does have a little bit of like Joker, but it should just focus on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
and they're like, I mean, they are this, you know, government unit that no one knows about. That's it. That's their story. That's what they should have tried to do. And then
they should have just based the whole movie off of their chemistry and their relationships together, which we saw good glimpses of, and I liked it. I liked all of it, and I love the dynamic between, like, by the end of the movie, it does feel like a team. You know, it does, like, for the most part, not like.
That's slow motion.
No. Yeah. There's this one like slow motion part at the end where it's like, why is this even here? It seems like an epic hero.
Besides the daughter showing up for Deadshot.
Yeah, well that made sense. But
everything else is just like.
It just seems when you told me about the editors thing, that made sense because I'm like, it's one of those like they're just throwing slow motion in here because that's what you do at the end of an epic action scene, but it doesn't make any sense here. But yeah, between. Oh, well, what did you think of Joker, though? What was your, like, did you like him in general? Did you like Jared Leto's Joker?
Honestly, there wasn't enough to see. I didn't like from what I saw.
No?
No,
okay.
not like I really like him as Joker. I mean, I think it was just a Joker performance. It wasn't like a super amazing Joker performance. It was like a mediocre at best, you know?
So... You think his Joker was mediocre? Or you think he just didn't have enough screen time for you to make a judgment on?
Well, I guess it's just because I don't know what his actual motives are in the movie. It feels kind of like it doesn't explain enough. Like he's just kind of like. I guess also I don't like the interpretation of the Joker because he's very much like, I guess, like what would be now a crime boss.
Yeah.
You know? Which I guess I'm too much. I like Heath Ledger's version the most too much, you know. So I want.
You want to be more like that every time. I get that, but for me, I did really like the Joker interpretation. I like that it was different, that they took it a different path.
And which every iteration of the Joker has been different.
And kudos to them because they understand how important of a character it is. I mean, you have. I guess 5 legendary Jokers. You have Mark Hamill's Joker.
Well, and let's just talk live action because granted, I forgot. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean Mark Hamill is Joker. Yeah, exactly, that's it. Yeah. Period.
But I forgot. I think it was Matt Pat actually. He made a video. There's 3 Jokers and they all encompass like the time eras of the Golden Age, Silver Age, and Bronze Age. And like the Batman from Adam West Batman. I think he's the Silver Age, which is a more funny kind of like prankster. Then you have Jack Nicholson, which was the
I think it was Cesar Romero.
Yes.
Yeah, who was in the
and he was very funny and like an actual
like clown. Yeah.
And then you have Jack Nicholson, who's like a straight up murdering mobster.
Yeah.
And that's like the original Golden Age Joker. And then you have the more crazy one, especially modern age. You know, Joker, he's just psychotic,
demented, sinister,
and that was Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So, and this one doesn't fit into. I guess this one is more like
it fits more into the modern age too. It's just they're tuning. Like I said, they're just like ramping it up.
They're ramping it up to a different level. I liked it. I thought it was different.
He definitely. I think the thing that bothered me, he definitely didn't seem smart. If you know, like how the other Jokers are, very calculated in what they do.
He just seemed like he was a powerful...
Which is weird because, you know, he's supposed to be psychotic, but even Heath Ledger's psychotic was, like, extremely calculated.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess I would agree with that. They didn't have any scenes where you just say...
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there wasn't enough to see of him to see if that's what he is. Yeah. He just seemed like a fucking... Like I said, it would have been made more sense if it was Tim Drake Joker, you know? Because he's just... going off what he knows of the like. It's basically, it feels like it's someone going off what they think the Joker is.
Yeah, so it's like the Batman Beyond Jokers, like the little wannabe Jokers.
Yes, that's what I felt, especially from the very beginning when I saw Jared Leto as just the makeup. I was just like, that literally seems like a guy obsessed with Joker cosplaying as the Joker.
Wait, is it Tim Drake or Jason Todd?
Jason Todd dies. I think it's Tim Drake in the Batman Beyond who
is kidnapped and becomes okay.
I mean, a lot of people are saying it's Jason Todd that's dead.
It is, and
they were speculating that he would be Joker, which didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so I mean, it makes it, but so it could still make sense if it's Tim Drake. It could still make sense,
but it's not. They
said it is.
I think it's Joker.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, even in the movie, you see him in the sane asylum with Harley. Like that's Joker.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. That's the traditional. But then you can't. I don't think you can attach all the old stories and say, okay, this is what it is, because they clearly have just reinterpreted things however they want to reinterpret it. And Batman vs Superman shows that more than anything.
And like I said, that's just my only problem with Joker. It just like he just feels like someone that's playing the Joker, which is weird to say because it is someone playing the Joker.
Yeah, but not somebody who encapsulates his own Joker or makes his own Joker. Yeah. I would disagree with that. I think that he was really good, and for what the time that he got in the movie, I think he differentiated himself enough. Okay. And I would love to see more of him. I think that he was really good. I love his dynamic with Harley, which we'll talk a lot about right now, which is, I think that's probably the second biggest aspect of the movie is their relationship together, other than like the whole just the Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. It's about him trying to get her out of, I don't know what the prison was that they were in. Like, it wasn't Arkham. Like, it was somewhere in Louisiana. It's
just some black site.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows about it.
And he's obsessed with getting her back. And they have this whole kind of introduction scene where they basically introduced him as, like, the king and queen of Gotham. They became, and he really loves her. Now, I like it because it's different. But at the same time, I didn't like it because it doesn't stay true to the cartoons. I don't know about the comics. I'm assuming the comics are the same as the cartoons, where Joker just thinking Injustice, I think she kills Joker at the end of her thing. Remember, because like he played like he's just an asshole. Yeah, in the game.
Injustice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the interpretation here is, I think, a fan service. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not judging it now because I'm just too close to it to say whether it's a good thing. But I think it's a fan service because Joker is the most popular villain, I think,
in DC.
In DC, like by far. And people love him so much that they forget that he's a psychopath, that you're not supposed to like him, like he's a murdering rapist bastard.
Like he does anything and everything. And in the what is it, the bad guy handbook.
Yeah, he wrote the handbook.
He even goes beyond it.
Yeah, he the handbook, like, he goes way beyond that. And what Harley does is that she humanizes him in a way that nothing else can, because it's love. And in the cartoons, at least, which I watched religiously when I was a kid, he had love for her, but he didn't necessarily love her. Like, he loved her in the sense that he could manipulate her to do whatever he wanted. Which is
how she was basically brought about.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of her.
The psychiatrist was manipulated by the patient.
Yeah, and in this movie, it's way different. In this movie, he actually, at least from what we saw, like, he truly madly loves her, where he's willing to sacrifice a lot to save her. It's like
which is weird. Well, I did see that, but at the same time, he doesn't, because he crashes the car. She can't swim.
Yeah.
And then it almost seems.
And he leaves her. He abandons her.
Yes. And then it almost seems like it's not that he doesn't. It's not that he wants her. He just doesn't want anyone else to have her.
That's true. That's a good way of seeing it.
It's like that whole like just abusive.
It's just a possessive relationship.
Exactly. And granted, because even in from what I remember from the cartoon, she was kind of like super obsessed with him and would just, it felt like she was just following him, and he was fine with it. But like it didn't really seem like he really cared for her.
Yeah,
through like there was moments where he did.
There was flashes of it, of course. There was flashes where he would actually like save her when he didn't have to. Mm-hmm. But it comes back to the possessive relationship. Exactly.
Usually it was just like something like it just happened to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, she's like, oh, thank you, Mr. J, and he's like, yeah. Because
I remember there's a couple of times where she goes off on him. In the cartoon, right?
Yeah, because she's just angry at him because he's so uncaring for her, you know. And he'll always try to get her back. He's like, babe.
You don't. Yeah, exactly.
So, but again, manipulation. Mm-hmm. But you're right, and there's flashes in this one where you see that like he doesn't really care about her; it's just possessive. But at the same time, the way they framed some of the stuff.
No, yeah, definitely they are framing the whole love.
I think in particular,
which I kind of had a problem. Like I not had a problem with, I just didn't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, like as a fan, I enjoyed it because it's fun to see them in love. But it to me it kind of cheats the Joker character because it changes him to something that he's not. I mean, but again, they can change who's to say that they have to follow the comics, right. You know? But it changes him because he's no longer just a psychopath who'll do anything to get what he wants. He actually cares for somebody, and if that's the truth, then you can then manipulate him. By using Harley,
and it should never,
that should never, ever happen because that's his whole thing with Batman, which you were talking about, was just Batman is the only person that he can't readily manipulate. He can manipulate him around his rules that he won't break, but he can't figure him out, you know. Which I thought that was a great point that you made to me after we watched the movie. But that's my main issue with the whole Harley romance is that now if that's the case, you can manipulate Joker if you just control Harley, and then you got him in the bag because he's gonna come get her every time. And the one scene that to me was signified love more than anything was when she fell into the vat, the acid.
Which I don't understand why.
I didn't get that either. I don't understand. I get like you said, maybe it was just to show that's how she went crazy, like really crazy or something. But he jumped in after her, you know? So
even from the trailer, I was like, is that her? Or is that what they're doing with the origin? I was like, the origin should have been what they showed when they first explained Harley, that she fell in love with him.
Yeah, and he just has that type of control over her.
He's that kind of like, he's that manipulative too.
Yeah.
He's that much of a like, you know, this master evil person that's what he does. Because I mean, everyone that works for him is... They're like absolutely slaves to him.
Yeah, they're just under his spell, under his undeniable charisma,
which I didn't see a lot of.
That's true. That's the one thing, and that's what I'm saying. It's if you're, but
because it just seemed like it was already established that these people are just under his charisma, but we don't really see any of that charisma.
That's true, and that's what I'm saying. Like if we're taking the old interpretation of Joker, of the traditional Joker. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe this Joker's different. This Joker's in love. This Joker maybe runs more not only by charisma and manipulation, but just by pure being a boss, like money.
Because like just like Heath Ledger's was so good. Like he targeted Harvey Dent, and granted, this is at his weakest possible moment.
And destroyed him,
and
used him,
and you know he gave him a gun. You know, it was like the whole giving Deadshot the gun in the thing. Like he gave him a gun, and you know it's like do it, like, and he's like, I was just like, that's.
You can't compare anybody to Heath Ledger. Just back out.
No, you can't. No, but I'm saying, I mean, that's how like even in the
I know
games and everything and. From what I mean, that's
just his character. Yeah, that's his character.
And they obviously couldn't show any of that. Because we didn't see any of that because there wasn't that much of the Joker. But maybe it didn't. Maybe that they didn't show it because it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, maybe whatever they did film was like
they cut it out for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, not that they know better. Maybe they just wanted to bring the length down or something. Maybe it was.
I mean, it was already 2 hours.
Yeah, it was already pretty long for the type of movie that it was. A movie that didn't really have much plot to begin with, because the whole plot is just. They want to put the team together in case something happens.
And something happened because of the team.
Because of the team.
Kind of.
And now let's solve it. And that's it. That's the whole story. You know, it should have just been based on the charisma of all the characters.
Which like I said, I did like everyone except Slipknot of the Suicide Squad because they all were.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Killer Croc not too much because he wouldn't say anything, but I mean he was just.
But he's a man of few words regardless.
Exactly. Diablo was good. Captain Boomerang was really good. Deadshot, like I said, I didn't care for Will Smith at first playing Deadshot, but a really good job.
He was great, guys. I think he was great.
And then Harley Quinn obviously she did a great job.
Margot Robbie is amazing in the movie. She captured, I think, the essence of Harley, and on top of all that, she's one of the most beautiful women alive. Like, and it's amazing to me that she can pull it off. Like being psychotic and still being sexy, because she was definitely still very, very, very sexy, even like in raggedy clothes and just a crazy girl. And like the funniest scene to me was the very first thing when you see Harley, and the guard comes up to talk to her,
and he's like hitting on her, like he's like leaning on the thing.
No, but like his reaction is just like, oh, like she licks the bar and she's like, why won't you play with me? And then he's like, oh, like he literally, like he reacts like every straight male in America. They're just like, oh god, and then he's just like, you know, I can't play with you because you put 5 people in the hospital. Yeah, you put 5 of my other guards in the hospital. But you're so much beautiful and so much crazy put together. Like, so she did a great job. My question is for the future. Now, you think that they're not going to make another Suicide Squad?
I don't know. I mean, what's going to be the next, like, what's the next problem that they're going to...
Especially because at the end, so again, spoilers, at the end, they clearly, we all know Justice League is coming, but they set it up in the mid-credits. They have Bruce Wayne and Batman talking to Amanda Waller.
Trying to get as much information on metahumans as she can. Yeah. As he can.
Yeah, and the folder had, I'm guessing, Flash and...
Did it have
Aquaman? I think Aquaman. So, I mean, he's basically telling them... Shut that down. We're gonna take care of any problems that come. You need to shut these guys down. But my question is,
and they don't have any superpowered ones anymore. They lost Enchantress. I mean, the only thing they would use them for now is literally what they would use them. Like I remember the animated movie was just like a covert mission that they didn't care who died.
Yeah, like a Black Ops tactical team
like
thing.
It wasn't necessarily superhuman.
True.
Because Harley isn't superhuman. Deadshot is peak human and doesn't miss. They have Captain Boomerang, and I guess Killer Croc is the only one.
Superhuman strength.
But I mean, even him, he was very toned down for this. I mean, just because they wanted to be somewhat realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And then Diablo, who was superhuman as well, is.
But I'm just saying, like they went with him being realistic, but the movie not being. So that's weird. But anyways, I mean, that's where they're going with it.
They should have just overpowered him, make him overpowered.
Like just make him like Because, I mean, they did the same thing with Bane in The Dark Knight Returns. He's more...
Toned down.
Way more toned down.
Yeah.
You know, because the original Bane would, like, crush everything, you know. Granted, Tom Hardy was a beast as Bane. It's just, he was a more calculated...
He was smarter as opposed... Not that the cartoon Bane...
Yeah, he was actually very smart,
too. He was smart, too, but he relied on his muscles a lot.
He relied... And it made him stupid, yeah.
So... Again, the Dark Knight trilogy is a whole different thing. Yeah. So it's hard to say. But I agree with you. They should have made Croc more powerful. Because then it would have made more sense in the final fight. Because it made sense when Diablo fought the brother.
It's still kind of weird that he turned into like a tiki god.
Yeah. I didn't understand that. I didn't get it. Like, I'm going to show you my true power.
I would have just liked him to just fight him, hold him off just using his flame. You know, and like that would have been enough.
Yeah. Push him back to the spot that you wanted him to. Blow up the thing. There you go. Maybe Killer Croc down there, like, fights him down there or something like that. Like, in the water once he goes down. Or, I don't know. Like, but you're right. There are no metahumans. So they can't even compete with.
I'm just trying to make sure. Besides Killer Croc. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't make sense unless they do like another kind of covert ops.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if they do something like that, but
the reason I asked though, because you could always bring in like Deathstroke, you can bring in other characters to flesh out the team even more. But I don't understand the purpose of the movie if you're not gonna do a sequel or if you're not gonna do singles after.
And that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't feel like they're doing anything with the movie. Like they just kind of like.
Because if it were me, I think you could definitely do a Harley Joker movie without Batman. Maybe like a little bit of Batman. You know, maybe they go somewhere else.
Have they ever had a Joker movie? I don't think they can have the Joker movie without
I'm
Batman.
just saying. I'm just saying. Like, because I'm just saying that then it wouldn't be a Joker movie. It would be a Batman movie.
True.
Or I guess you really could just focus on the Joker.
Why would... I mean, it's one of those things. If they do it good, that'd be cool. But no one's ever really focused on a superhero movie focusing only on the supervillain.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
If they could pull it off.
If they could pull it off, but... There's flashes of it here because you really do care about Harley and Joker. Like you're.
Well, I would think if you want to you can't make it like a superhero movie. You would have to make it. You hate them.
I don't know. I mean, it would be morally, like you would be kind of conflicted. But either way, people do root for.
No, yeah, of course,
Joker.
Yeah. But I don't think they should. I mean, I don't think they should. I just don't think they should cater to that.
I don't think they should either. And you know what? Just kind of as a side topic to this.
Everything's a side topic on this.
Yeah, right. We jump all over the place. Yeah. We're talking shit about Suicide Squad. With the Killing Joke. Now,
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it either. Oh. I haven't seen it either. But I've read the comic, and there's been controversy recently where a lot of fans were upset that they heavily implied that Joker raped Barbara in the movie. But that's implied in the book as well.
Yeah, and it's just implied.
It's just implied because just to set up the scene how it is in the comic book, Joker captures Commissioner Gordon, and he has him. I forget if it was torturing him or whatever, but he shows him pictures of Barbara, and she's naked. Although they don't show like the nudity, but you can clearly see that she's naked and she's like yelling, and. It makes it seem like she got raped or she's being raped or she got tortured. And then in the movie, apparently what people were complaining about is that it really makes it seem like he raped her. And that's always a funny thing to me that people are upset by that because that's what he's a psycho. Like, you know what I mean? Why are we trying to put these hero qualities? Yeah, like it's like, yeah, exactly. Put it past him. Like he wouldn't do that. Like he would murder a whole city, but he won't rape a woman. Like yes, he would. He's a crazy, maniacal, manipulative sociopath, and I'm a big Joker fan, just like anybody else. But that's the truth about him. So why try to tack on these good hero qualities onto him when that's not who he is? That takes away from the character. The whole point of the Joker is to be the counter to Batman. So if we start throwing these things on, it doesn't make any weird. You know, it makes it weird. Now, if you could do it the right way, fine. But I mean, I don't understand what the outrage is because he is a rapist. He is a manipulator. Like he's raped girls in other comics, and that are unquestionably that he raped them. You know, so I don't understand what the outrage is, but that connects to Suicide Squad, which is, like I said, I think the whole Harley and Joker thing is fan service because people love Joker
and Harley
together, and they want them to be in love, and
they want them to be happy.
They want them to be happy together.
Thing. Like, I don't think they care that they're in love. They just want to be happy together.
And one of my favorite scenes is when Enchantress
gives them what they want.
Yeah, she's like, I can give you what you want, and they all like fantasize about what they want. And Harley's fantasy is a 1950s like wet dream of her as a housewife. And it looked really cool to see Jared Leto without the, you know,
did you get to see his face? I didn't even.
No, they did. They showed him.
I don't remember.
They showed Jared Leto without the Joker makeup, wearing like a suit and just slick back hair, and they had a baby. And he just like kind of leans down and kisses the baby or something like that, and they're just happy together and they're living this home life, and that's what her fantasy and dream is. But it was just a cool moment because it was just great to see him without the makeup, you know. Even though we don't even see him that much anyway, yeah. But the whole point is like it's like, oh cool, like this is what Joker could be if he was a nice human being and a family man.
But he would never ever want.
But he wouldn't. Yeah, he would never ever want to do that. But again, that's fan service because that's what the fans want. You know, the fans want a love story where this maniacal, crazy, manipulative guy was gonna love this girl so much that she's gonna turn him good or something. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's a crazy thought that people get upset by it to me because he's a psychopath.
Like, he's one of the most evil things in
ever.
DC.
Yeah, ever. I mean, in Injustice, just to begin, he manipulated Superman to destroy Metropolis.
Did he kill?
And then Superman kills him.
Wait, he killed Lois, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I forgot. I think that's the beginning.
And then he's like, she was pregnant. And then...
Yeah. Oh, Superman kills her. Or he kills the whole city. Like,
I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember too, but the point is he manipulates Superman
to do something bad.
To do something so bad that he destroys like everything, you know? So I don't get it. I don't get the outrage about that. But that's what people want from Joker, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, Suicide Squad overall, I thought it was a 7 out of 10 for me. It was an enjoyable movie to watch. I did not regret it. I wasn't sitting in the theater going like, man, this sucks. I honestly think that we're gonna hear about some. You know how they hack Sony? Mm-hmm. They're gonna eventually hack Disney and look in the Marvel emails, and you're gonna see bribes to critics.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be Marvel bribes to critics telling them like, this DC movie sucks. Here's $10,000 to your account, just because like the hate has been so bad. Like me and you both didn't really like Batman versus Superman.
I didn't like it. No.
And I didn't like Man of Steel.
I didn't like it either.
But that doesn't mean I don't hate DC.
We also got a $10,000 check from Disney.
Yeah. But like I said, like we don't want to hate it. It's not like we go in there going like, damn, this movie, I want this movie.
But we know that the animated movies for Warner Brothers or for DC are the greatest things that ever exist.
Yeah.
Those comic books.
Yeah.
The Marvel ones are.
Yeah, but they have the good live actions.
And then their live actions are pretty fucking good, and then DC's are just, except for Dark Knight.
I mean, the Son of Batman was great, and Under
the Red Hood.
Under the Red. That's it. That's the end of the conversation.
Even go through, just throw in like, just you don't even have to say Under the Red Hood. Just say Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay. They have the best. They should just keep making animated movies and. No, but
like theatrical releases would be awesome.
But speaking of,
I don't think they do that though.
Well, they did that with The Killing Joke.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. But I think it was like a limited.
No, like they should do like big, like fucking Under the Red Hood.
People wouldn't go watch it.
That's true.
It's proven. I don't know. Maybe they could try. Maybe this generation will go watch, but previous generations won't go watch those type of movies in theaters.
Why not? They're so good.
But speaking of DC,
I'm excited.
You're excited. I'm excited. Okay, look, Suicide Squad was pretty good. Justice League trailer.
We were shitting on it the entire time.
No, I mean
I'm just kidding.
Comic-Con, we saw Justice League footage trailer / footage / trailer.
Let's talk about that one first.
Okay, so Justice League first.
Amazing. It was one of my favorite trailers that they had shown in a while.
For DC. Yeah, I think it was really good. I don't like it as much as you do.
Right. And it has a lot of humor.
Which is good. I see, well, yeah, I was telling you what I didn't like was how Batman was like
But no, see, I do like that because that's how Bruce Wayne is.
Okay.
Him, like, that's how Bruce Wayne is. And then Batman's the one that, no. You know?
Uh-huh.
But Bruce Wayne, I think that's how his character kind of is. You know?
I can see it. I mean, I ended up liking it because they set it up for jokes. And the jokes worked.
All of them did.
Yeah, so because he was going
except for the last one. I don't like. I heard you can talk to fish. It should have been the last joke. They
should have ended with Flash.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. that would have been better. But yeah, he was very serious. Like, oh, I'm here because I think people are coming and we're gonna need to band together. I don't know what he said, but he was super. He was like super dramatic.
Trying to recruit. Well, I mean, he does know he's talking to someone of royalty.
Yeah, but still, I'd be like, hey, bro, like, we
I think, that was probably his conversation until Aquaman turned around, until Arthur Curry turned around. He's like,
oh, shit. So he got nervous. So he was just like, yeah, like, Aliens are coming to destroy us. We need to band together. Please, please, please. Yeah, but they set it up for jokes because then he the next thing he was going to say, he said the same thing in The Flash. He was going to say the exact same thing that he said to Arthur Curry, which, by the way, they should have either got a different actor or changed his name because it doesn't look like Arthur. He doesn't look like any Arthur or Curry at all. Like,
looks like I'm going to kill you at any point in time right now.
I mean, the guy's an Islander. He's a big Islander. Mm-hmm. They should have given him an Islander name. It makes sense with the kind of backstory. Make it a different Aquaman or something. I don't know. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying. Yeah,
but still, great choice.
Great choice. You look great. You look great. Yeah, I agree. You look great. Okay, so Flash. So then Batman is like, same thing. He's like, aliens are coming. We need to band together. And then, I'm in. You're in?
Yeah. That was.
I need friends.
just his whole like. I do like. I mean, I hope they don't do it too much, but obviously with Flash, he does joke around a lot. You know what I mean? So I mean that's how they could throw it in. Like Suicide Squad would have been, maybe they could have just thrown it in less and had just Captain Boomerang be, because I mean he was funnier than everyone already, and then they tried to make everyone else funny as well.
And a lot of those jokes fell flat, by the way. At least in the theaters, you knew there were punchlines. Mm-hmm. I didn't personally laugh. Yeah. And you didn't laugh, and a lot of the theaters I
laughed more at the stuff Captain Boomerang was doing. He wasn't even doing like a punchline. He was just like walking off stage. Yeah, like,
he was just in the background doing stupid shit. Yeah, exactly. But like they would say the joke and it'd be a punchline, and then like Harley walks away. It's supposed to be funny, and people are supposed to be laughing. And throughout the theater, you just hear like.
Yeah.
So they fell flat.
So definitely. Hopefully there isn't too much of that, because I mean everything in the trailer besides the last one, just because it was so weak for that, and it felt lighthearted.
Yeah, I like the tone of it. It was just showing off the superheroes. We don't know we know who the villain's gonna be unless they change it. But
and then I also had a problem. I wish they would have showed more. Why didn't they show anything of Cyborg? Like they showed him, but he's like the only one that didn't speak at all.
Yeah, they just introduced. Well, it was basically Aquaman, and because even Wonder Woman was
she's already been in it.
She's already been in it.
Yeah, but she's already established. I was just kind of weird that they just showed him. You know,
because he's the black guy, dude. I'm
probably.
telling you.
But I also don't like the way his costume looks.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could have done. Maybe less CGI, a little bit more practical effects.
I also agree with that.
Or maybe it is all practical and it just looks like shit. You know, I don't know.
No, it definitely looks like it's heavy CGI. I think it would have worked better as some sort of suit that they made, and then maybe tack on some CGI on top of that. But it seems more like he's walking in a green suit. And they're just CGI.
That's probably
that's what it seems like to me.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, they just need to use those practical effects. I think that's what makes that's why I like.
Or even change his design, because they're very much going for like the design, like the typical, I guess, design you would expect. I mean, they could change it, make it work a little bit more for the live action, you know.
Yeah, but then you change it, then people complain.
Yeah, still, it's a lose-lose situation. Yeah, exactly. That's what
people are gonna complain either way.
So I don't. Granted, they didn't show any of him, so we don't know how he is.
Yeah.
I think he has one line.
He has one line at the end. I forgot what he says, but he has one line.
Yeah. I'm liking the Flash's suit.
Very much so. How do you like his powers?
I was saying I really like the way they like show it, especially that first time when Bruce throws the batarang at him. Like the lightning works for when you're seeing in, I guess, his perspective.
And well, we did see it also in Suicide Squad, and we saw it there too. We saw the lightning there too, so they obviously already.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of what I expected, but it looked good. Something about it just looked really good.
It looked really good. Every time we've seen the Flash in any sort of live action thing, it's always the same effect where it's like it looks like it's like 20 people, like you just see the streak behind them. Which is, it works in the cartoon great.
And even the slow motion, like I think the slow motion from like something like what was it called? X-Men. Like I mean, there was that for Quicksilver was really good, and they're doing something very similar. Yeah, and with the added lightning, it really sells the effect. I liked it too. I think it's really good. It really looks like he's tapping into the Speed Force, which is what the power he has. So he's like. he's using the power of that, and that's what it looks like he's doing.
He looks great. Ezra Miller, I believe his name is.
No idea.
I think it's Ezra Miller. I loved him in The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I think he has the same type of personality there as he does as the Flash. So I think that's good. It's just the character that he plays.
That's really fast.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't like the look. Like I didn't think that his face.
He doesn't look like your typical Barry Allen. Looks like your all-American boy.
Yeah. So I'm saying I didn't like the look at first, but just hearing him talk and everything, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm sold. I'm good.
He definitely feels younger than. Cause
he seems like a 19-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, and I always figured Batman. I mean, the Flash was like at least around Batman's age.
Especially considering that Batman is a lot older in this interpretation. So, but again, they clearly they don't care.
No, of course, yeah. It's just interesting that they're going in this direction.
Yeah, and it makes sense because
he looks like Cyborg's age.
Well, how old is Cyborg? Is he a teenager?
I think he's like a teenager. He died at least he got messed up when he was a teenager.
No, he definitely looks like at the oldest early 20s. Like he looks
21, 22.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense because they probably wanted him to be super humorous, and it's easier when the person is young, as opposed to being an older person.
Unless you're Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but he still looks young. That's the thing, true. You know, that's the crazy thing. So it makes sense like that. So that looked great. I'm excited for Justice League more than I was for Batman vs Superman. When I first saw the Batman vs Superman trailer, I was like, oh god, oh god.
I was honestly, I wanted like that fight from the Batman Return or the Dark Knight Returns. You seen part 2, right? I mean, you read the comic.
No, but I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, okay. But you read the comic, right?
No, I read the first one.
The first one. Yeah, it's just a cool fight. Granted, like I said, this is a much older Batman, and then you have even Green Arrow helping out.
Okay.
You know, and it's a cool fight.
Do you think they're gonna have anybody else in there? In this, or you think that they're gonna?
You think they're gonna bring? I mean, Green Arrow would be cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think that they might just low key throw somebody in there without?
Because who are the founding members?
Well, I think that
the 5, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not. I don't know if the Flash was a founding member.
I don't know. I don't know, but I think they could maybe. Nah, I think they would tease them if whoever would be in there they'll tease because they're trying to get people pumped and in the theaters, especially after what happened to Batman versus Superman financially. Like they need to make the money because the movie wasn't a disaster. They made their money back and some.
But it wasn't like a Marvel success. Like, if anything, that's what they want.
And that's the thing. People say, like, okay, well, they spent $170 million to make the movie and they made $350. That's a success. But that's a big $170 million risk to take for the next time that it might not work. You know,
especially with the reviews you got.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a big risk to take. That's why they cancel shit like this because... You're like, man, it made double his money, but man, that's a lot of money to be risking.
Hopefully, the solo. I mean, granted, I don't necessarily like Ben Affleck. I did like him in the movie. He did great. He did great, and I mean, I don't like his directed. What movies did he direct?
He did Argo. No, he did Argo. That's the only one I know he's done. I don't know. What
he didn't do the one with him and Jeremy Renner. Where they're bank robbers, The Town?
The Town? He might have done that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like The Town. I haven't seen Argo. So, I mean, I'm sure with him directing that...
Dude, I haven't
seen Argo.
Argo is good as shit.
I just have I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck. So I wasn't super pumped to go watch it.
I get you. Look, I don't dislike Ben Affleck, but I didn't like the thought of him as Batman.
Exactly.
But then when I saw Batman vs Superman, I loved him as Batman. I loved his interpretation of Batman. I love his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I love the Batman they're going for.
Yeah, so I have no problems with him. And if anything, I think he's one of the only people, because of who he is, who can probably have a vision for the movie and keep it that way.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what he does with his Batman solo.
Yeah.
If they include the Joker, as I'm assuming Jared Leto and maybe even Harley.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Because the problem with all these big movies is they always the the studio always has to tell them like we want this, we want this, we want this, and it makes the directors change. So yeah, if you're right, if Ben Affleck gets to do these things and do it his way, I always rather just see the one person's vision than see a bunch of cluttered like we need to have this scene in there.
And I do know Jeff Jones, who I think is Jeff Jones, a very good comic. I mean, he's basically the head of writing all the comics right now for DC. He's one of the big writers they have. Yeah. He's kind of like at the helm of the cinematic universe. So hopefully, I mean, he could steer it.
So maybe he can bring stuff together for them, have a clear vision. Okay,
something super interesting I just recently found out. Apparently, there was a comic recently. I don't read them, but I remember Batman got a hold of the Mobius chair, which has all the knowledge of the universe, and he asked who Joker is, and apparently there's 3 separate Jokers.
What? Okay, now
this is in the comics. Though.
Yeah.
And actually, no. You know what? It was Film Theory that I
heard it from. All right, so credit to Film Theory.
Yeah, but I was just like, oh shit, and it works with the.
It makes sense.
It works, like remember the theory I told you earlier, the three different eras of generations, the Golden Age and all that.
Silver Age and Bronze Age.
It works perfectly with the.
Okay, it's funny that he would ask that too. Like that's like I mean I don't know how the Mobius chair works, but. It sounds like one of those like you get like 3 wishes or whatever. You get 3 questions.
No, I think if you're in control of it, you're just
okay. Because I was like, I wonder like what.
I actually have no idea.
I wonder like if you well we need to see it then. We need because I wonder like which question was that? I was like, was that question number 1? Like
I don't know.
You know.
Oh, I think the first question was who killed Batman's parents because only he knows.
Oh, okay.
And it told them, and he wanted I guess make sure it knew everything.
Okay.
So that was technically the first question.
We need to look into that right after this. The other big trailer that came out in Comic-Con,
Captain America 3.
Captain America,
or I guess 4.
Woman, no.
That's what everyone.
That's what everybody's saying. No. You know what? That's one of those. Okay, so Wonder Woman got her trailer.
And it looks. It looks amazing.
Like it looks so fucking good. It looks like the best comic book movie since I don't know, like Spider-Man 2. Like it looks good. I mean, obviously it's just a trailer, but here's the things I love about it. Gal Gadot is the most beautiful woman in the world. 2, the era is I love World War One. I love early 20th century. It's just, to me, it's just a magical time. I told you, I don't know, maybe 100 years from now, people look back to this time and be like, wow, that was a magical time back then. Mm-hmm. But, like, to me, that time was just a magical time because it was the split point between full-on technological revolution and the industrial revolution. So, on the same street, you would see a horse and chariot and a car, you know?
Right, I mean, you see that now. Yeah. But it's more of a gimmick to have a horse.
Stop, Javi. Yeah. You don't see it now unless you're in, you know what I mean. Yeah. It was just a magical time. I love that period of time because it's one of those times where you can make crazy technology and it's believable, even though it's like an older time where that technology would have existed. Battlefield 1, perfect example. You know, that it seems like that's exactly what it's gonna be. I love that time period. The trailer was really well done. The second part, like they had beautiful timing and the use of music, so that just adds to like the trailer itself was just
and
good.
Of course, Wonder Woman's just a beast.
And she was a beast, and the fighting style I loved. I think she looks bulkier here than she even did in Batman vs Superman, and she's definitely bulkier than she was in her previous movies because in
Fast and
Furious, she was beautiful. She's just a beautiful woman, but. She was very skinny. She has the whole supermodel frame. In this one, to me, she looks like a lot thicker. Like she looks like she has a like stronger legs and everything. Like she can beat people up.
And granted, just the fact that she is Wonder Woman. I mean, she's
a goddess.
She's exactly. She's a daughter of Zeus.
Daughter of Zeus. Know? Yeah. Not even a daughter of Zeus because, well, I guess so. Because usually in Greek mythology, other than Athena, like Athena was born from Zeus's head. But like the other ones, the other children, like he had sex,
right?
To create them.
I don't remember when. Is that?
The way she said it was like. She didn't say it like she was like I sprang from like I came from zoo, like she said it in a way where like he created her, not even like that he procreated for her.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean I don't know that deep of her backstory, and I don't know if they're changing it for the movie at all. But what I'm trying to say is that in that sense that she would be a goddess, not just like a demigod, which is like Hercules as opposed to Athena or Ares.
Well, she does fight Ares. I know a lot. That's one of her.
Okay, well,
that's one of her villains.
Well, there you go. I mean, maybe she is a full-on goddess. Chris Pine looked cool. I like his character. I just like Chris Pine. He's a good actor. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just look really good, man. What do you think about it?
I feel like she has no competition. I wonder who her villain is, because. I mean, if it's just guns,
the entire German army, maybe. Like,
I mean, if that's it, like he's late.
That's game over.
Game over for them.
Yeah, we know how that worked.
But I mean, because she has her shield. She's just so badass. I wonder she's superhuman.
Yeah.
So I wonder who they're gonna have in there that she's gonna be like the main conflict.
Yeah.
Because if it is just the Germans, that could work too.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously everybody's making the comparison to Captain America.
And obviously there are a lot.
There are a lot of comparisons.
Granted, the time periods aren't exactly the same.
Yeah, because
they're somewhat similar. Yeah. They're within 25 years.
25 years. I mean, World War I was 1914 through 1918. World War II was 1939 and 1945. But same idea. World War. Same fight. They were almost not the same fight, but you know what I mean.
But a fight.
So my point is they're comparing it to the first Avenger, and like you're saying with the villain. I'm just saying what you're saying with the villain. Like to me the Nazis were the villain,
and that made sense because he isn't a superhuman. He's a super soldier. He's stronger than most people. Yeah. But he can't take out the entire Nazi regime.
He pretty much is superhuman though. Like he is pretty much superhuman. Mm-hmm. I mean, but in that movie we had Red Skull,
who was his counterpart.
Yeah, but he didn't even really feel like.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think because they're like in a fight, Captain America would never be able to touch one. Like he wouldn't even get a shot in.
Yeah, Wonder Woman would just destroy him.
Yeah, I mean she could probably fight Superman and hang.
Yeah.
I mean, Captain America's Captain America. He's because he's not even technically super. I mean, he's just like. A little bit past peak human, like he's not,
I get you. He's not a meta human.
That's why exactly. That's why it felt like even though he was fighting, I mean, he was taking out the entire army by himself, but it didn't. It felt like a struggle for him.
That's true. Okay,
she can wipe out everyone, and
so they definitely need a villain. You think it can't just be the army?
They could probably do it. They can. I mean, it could be. She's coming into this new world with all this new technology and all that, and she's fighting it.
Yeah, I see. I was picturing it. Yeah, more. I wasn't picturing a super villain because I think it would kind of. That's the one thing I didn't like about First Avenger. Like Red Skull just felt so off to me. Like it. And that's my problem with. But that's just me because I don't like the sci-fi in my comic book movies. I understand that so much is rooted in sci-fi. I get that, and
so you're fine for an alien child to land on Earth and save us from everything. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
But as soon as you get to Bizarro,
no, I can't have that. Yeah, I can't even explain what the difference is. But I guess maybe the origins of them are always sci-fi. Like Spider-Man gets bit by a radioactive spider, and now he has super. That's fine. But then if there's aliens coming from other dimensions, is that why you like
Scarlet Witch? Because, or I guess because I mean her powers and Quicksilver's powers in the Avengers, in the Marvel one, was a little bit more rooted in something.
Human,
something human,
something. That's what I'm saying. Is just like, well, X-Men is probably the only one that's pulled it off that I've enjoyed, which was like time travel. Okay, I enjoyed Days of Future Past a lot, but when they go super and
I can't wait for you to watch to see how. I mean, because I'm not super excited for Doctor Strange, but that's everything's missing.
See, but that might be different because here, Guardians of the Galaxy is just sci-fi. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking Doctor Strange kind of that way too. It's not like
I think it's even more.
So even more.
It's more like the magical aspect of everything.
Yeah,
because Guardians was like the alien, and this one's more like dimensions and magic and stuff.
And I to me, that works because that's what the character is from the get-go. Fine, but I think this is why the Marvel ones have worked, and why the future is always. It can be kind of. I think audiences will be kind of like, what the fuck is going on, like. Especially the Captain America, Winter Soldier. It's a spy movie, yes, wrapped into the comic superhero, and I love it for that. And then,
what about Civil War?
Civil War is pretty much the same thing. It's like you have a civil,
So I think you're gonna have a problem, I guess, with the first team up of everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
all the different things are gonna the aliens, the mystic. And magic and the people on
exactly, but that's just me. That's just me. So I'm not saying that.
No, of course.
I think it could be successful, but it's just to me, yeah.
So if Ares appears in Wonder Woman, you'd have a problem.
Yes, unless they did him in a very, kind of like a human. You know what I mean? But back to the whole, just the Red Skull, and it just seems so everything seems so grounded in World War II in reality, and then you had this weird. Sci-fi Red Skull dude, and it just seemed off to me. It didn't work for me. That's the one thing I didn't like. Just get him out of the movie.
And that's funny because that movie set up everything for the sci-fi because it showed us the Tesseract, and that showed. And I mean, granted, I guess Thor was the first one really sci-fi, but that Captain America was this is where everything is powers.
It sets it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it sets it up, but it's the same thing like Thor. It works because it's Thor. He's the god. You start there, so it works. Okay. But when you bring those things down here, that's what I was worried with all the different dimensions and the and the multiverses and all that. When they start getting into that type of stuff, I just think you're gonna lose the audience because then it's just a sci-fi movie.
So when they do it like they did in Injustice or the Justice League show, where they get pulled into a different dimension by Lex Luthor to fight.
Exactly.
You're not gonna like that.
I don't think people are gonna like that, and I don't think I would like that. Even though I like it in the cartoon,
yes,
I wouldn't like it in the movie. Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like about Suicide Squad, which is Enchantress and her brother are some fucking superhuman sci-fi creepy fucking light show thing going on, and it's just okay, and then you have Harley Quinn. What is Harley Quinn even doing here? It doesn't make any sense. She can just swing her bat. She can fight good, but she has no abilities whatsoever outside of that,
And it's funny that why are we going back to it? But okay.
But anyways. I mean, no, yeah. The whole point is with Wonder Woman, I hope they keep it very grounded because from what the trailer seems like, it's. I mean, of course, there's gonna be sci-fi elements. She's a superhero, but I mean, it feels more like a folklore than a sci-fi thing to me. Okay. So that that's what I want.
So we're both excited for both of those movies.
Yes,
that's the takeaway.
Yes. So they look great.
Yes.
So very excited, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this week's podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.